Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Simone and I am here with another layout with the June Cocoa Daisy kits. And if you remember, those kits had a very tropical feel, very beach themed, pink, purple, teal. And I'm creating a layout that is actually blue and red. But yes, I pulled in other things from my stash, like an older simple story summer collection, or the cards from that collection, and some stickers. And I also pulled in some alphabet stickers from my stash. But the paper and several of the embellishments are actually from that Cocoa Daisy June kit. So I decided, since I had this bubble paper or circle paper in the background, or that's what I'm going to mat my paper with, I decided to try some mixed media. And I just pulled out that stencil that had the same type of circles on it, just in a very small scale. And I'm using modeling paste that I purchased 4 years ago. It's still good. So if you are unsure about how much mixed media you are going to do, just go ahead and purchase a small bin. It will keep on. If you just are really very careful, it will last a long time. So again, I'm pulling in the planner pattern paper from the July planner, Cocoa Daisy planner kit, which coordinates with the June scrapbooking kits. And I'm just going through everything that I have in my box and pull out things that I think might go with the pictures and the theme of the layout. And I really love the wording on that journaling card, which says, love those sun-kissed cheeks. And that is actually going to be my title, but I don't like the way this is printed on that card. And I had rather use that for matting my photo with a red mat than use it as my title. And so I decide I will use letter stickers from my stash and the freckled fawn letter stickers that have been so amazing. I really love them. I wish I had more of those in my stash. Those are amazing. So yes, that's what I'm going to use for the words I'm going to use for my title, and then I will build a title with stickers from my stash. Now I'm just playing around with how I will want to cluster the photos, what embellishments and mats I'm going to have behind it, and I don't really know how to continue, and so I put this aside and pull out my watercolor set. And just so you know, the only thing I have to do mixed media is like 3 or 4 mists. One is gold, one is black, and the others are bluish from Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and that's all I have. And this watercolor set. So you don't have to spend tons and tons of money to create mixed media backgrounds. And you don't have to spend a lot of money on a watercolor set either. You can just go and get this $5 Artist Loft watercolor set that you can get at Michael's and start from there. And just use that where everybody else is using all different kinds of distress inks and mists and all this good stuff that probably has its right of existence. You don't need to have this to start dabbling in mixed media. Once you realize you like it, and you have the funds to work with it, just go ahead. So what did I do? I used the packaging technique and 2 different kinds of blues and just splattered on the color. And it's really dark and it's really blue. And yeah, let's see how that works. Most of it is getting covered up with my photos and my embellishments, and only part of it is showing. But I really like the effect it has on the whole layout. So I'm going to build my title now because I know that I want to have a title with different fonts. And if you have watched my process videos, obviously I really love building titles with different kinds of alphabets and not have those generic titles like love this or favorite day, but I love to create titles that have a bit more meaning and are created from different alphabet stickers. That's a thing for me and I love doing it, and so I just keep continue doing it. I wanted to have all of those. This is the uh, little by little alphabet, I think, from Chamel that came out in the spring. And I wanted to have all the same colors of the letters, but I didn't have a blue S. So I just decided to use the 5. It's close enough to an S and it works, and yeah, it makes me happy. So it's gonna be a 5. Okay. Um, what else? Now, I want to use that heart that was on a paper that came in the kit, but there was nothing else on that paper that I could have fuzzy cut that would work. So I'm just going to work with that red heart and trying to make the rest of the layout work. I will have this red splash of color with the title that is going to the left of the photo. So having another splash of red on the right side will definitely work. So, and then now, as usual, as I went with the matting and papers, I'm also going through my die cuts and smaller embellishments now and just throwing everything that I think might work on the layout onto the layout and putting everything else away. And then I'm just going through it and looking for things and just placing them behind the photos and looking where things might go. And those tiny strips, I don't even know what they were meant to be, but I really liked that red, that darker red with the bucket and the sand toys, and I really liked that because my son just plopped into the sand. This was actually, and then I also liked the hearts, and I thought I could use this as a rectangular embellishment, but in the end, I will actually end up fuzzy cutting the heart cluster. So again, you see me do this a lot. Once I don't really know where to go from here, I just work on something that I know I want to have. So I want to have the title to the right of my photo. I want the cheeks underneath, and I'm just looking how the title would work next to the photos, and I see that there is going to be this gap between the loved those. So I decide to move down the cheeks a little bit further so it doesn't really stick up that much, but there's still a bit of a gap and I want to fill that up. It just doesn't feel right. It looks like, as Chamel often says, trapped white space or trapped space. So again, I'm fuzzy cutting the hearts, and since I have a heart on the bottom right, I want to have the other hearts not close to them, but maybe on the other side of the picture so that it is distributed evenly. Okay, now there was a thought in my mind, and I know you can't tell me what I'm going to say, but yeah, I wanted to say something before, but I totally forgot. So this is the Vicky Buchin embellishment labels things, and they are really thick. So they are self-adhesive, but they are very thick and almost like cardstock. And due to the fact that I had the modeling paste or structure paste, whatever this was, I don't remember actually. I need to use foam adhesive to get my embellishments up on the same height as my photos are. They are not matted backed with foam because the structure is actually lifting them up as usual. And not to make the same mistake as I did several layouts before, I am going to stick down my background before I place all the other things right on top of that. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now, because I decided it doesn't make sense to play around, just commit to what you know, what you want to have on the layout, and then fill in the rest as you go. That is one of the strategies that I have taken on, is that I'm not going to overthink all of this, and I'm just going to yeah, maybe it's what you call then I have the German word, but that doesn't help you. So what I like the way this is, I know there's things that don't really work yet, but I'm just going to commit to what I know I like, and then I will deal with those things that I don't really like yet later on when I'm getting to them. So I placed down the photo mat and all of the things that are connected to it, and then I think I'm now, yeah, see, there was this strange space there, and I think there was something missing, so I decided I'm just going to place a blue label there, and now it's at the same height as the title, and now it works. So you don't have to like not do this or not commit to things that you like. Just try to find other solutions so that it works in the end, and that label helped perfectly. So I placed down the photos and the rest of it, and now I'm going to work on the title to see what else is missing, if maybe it's getting closer together since it's not backed on the wax paper. I really love using wax paper to build my titles, especially when they are so long. And yeah, then I placed the title down, and I love what it looks like now. Now I'm just going through all the things that I still have pulled out and see if they work. And there is this gap, this weird gap that I don't like, and I'm thinking about adding a label, but it doesn't work here, but it actually works right underneath my son plopped in the sand. So yeah. I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like any of this, and you will see that I fuzz with this a lot. And when you take a closer look at the close-up photos later on, it will have moved again. So I'm cutting down this dark red pattern paper that was from the Simple Stories collection. And now it doesn't look as weird. So even though it's not covered up completely, having that red behind there it looks like a whole photo mat, and so I can work with that, and I really like the way this looks. And I don't have any enamel dots pulled out, but there were those asterisks on my red puffy letter thickers, yes, and I'm going to use those similar to the way other people would use enamel dots. And I know that this is where my journaling is going to go, so I'm just going to place that red asterisks down there. And what I really don't like, and this is what I'm going to change later on, is how this asterisk on that heart looks. I think there needs to be something more, and there needs to be embellishment more down below, but let's look at the close-ups later. So the journaling is really short, and it's also a memory that I really wanted to preserve. It doesn't say anything about the when, where, and what. It's the feeling and the things that I had with this. So we were on vacation at the beach at the Baltic Sea, and we walked through the forest to the beach, and when my son saw the fine sand there, he ran up and he plopped in there, and he loved it. And here you can see the full layout, and there's more Cocoa Daisy June layouts on screen right now if you want to keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. Until next time, take care. Bye.